If you want to make high quality edits and still using CapCut, in this video I will show you how to make high quality edits and get to the same level as an After Effects. And I just want to say one thing, if you're going to copy this video exactly step by steps, you won't get the same results as I did. So watch carefully because I will be showing how to create shapes, how to create 3D, and how to use all the effects and put together high quality animation, exactly like the one you're seeing on the screen. And like in every video, we're gonna need to build our background. So I use a default text to build my background, and I'm gonna stretch it up for 10 seconds, and then I just remove the text. And make sure you enter space here in the default text layer, otherwise you won't be able to increase this font size. So I'm going to increase the font size and I activate the background and I go with my base color, which is black. And now I just duplicate this layer and I'm going to start building my gradient, which I'm going to go with this mint green. Awesome. And I'm going to go to video and I apply a circle mask. That way you can start creating gradients and start merging two colors together. And let's just duplicate this one more time, and I go to video mask and I just bring it to this corner. Let me decrease the mask on this one a little bit, just like that. And then I just duplicate this layer one more time and I bring it to the right. And we are only missing one thing here, and that's the particles, because I want to have some motion in my background. So I just add these particles and I have built it background just like that. And the only thing what I did with the particle is I just changed the blend mode. So you got to go to blend mode, and from default you make sure to switch it to screen. And again, don't copy everything I show in this video, but just copy the principles and techniques and then use them on your own animation, because maybe you want to have the opacity a little bit lower, but I keep it something around 90, and this is it. This is my background. So once you got your background, I'm going to create compound clip. So I select all those layers and just drag it on the main track. And now I can finally start building my animation. And this animation is built out of two icons of ChatGPT. You can get it anywhere. It's just a mint green and white logo of CapCut, and I'm just going to remove the background by using the chroma key. And I do the same thing with this white icon as well. Just remove the icon, and yeah, these icons are a little bit smaller, so I'm gonna increase the size a little bit just so I have exactly the same fit. And now I just go to mask and I'm start adding this circle mask just so I can start creating this awesome gradient, and I don't have one boring color, because that's honestly the only difference between CapCut beginner editor and CapCut advanced editor. Everything happens with the colors. So once you have your gradient and you're happy, you can just decrease the size and place it in the center. And now you can start finally building the shapes. So I'm going to go to stickers and I use this function up here, which are shapes. And if, by the way, if you don't see these shapes in your CapCut, it might be because you are in a different location. So try to use VPN to UK or US or Canada, and that way you will get all the other functions. So I'm going to go with a circle and I just stretch the layer all the way through my timeline like that. And I don't really mind about the fill, but what really worry about here is the stroke. And I just select dashed stroke and I increase the size a little bit. Don't worry about the size right now because we gotta make it less thick. So I just set it on, let's say weight 3, and I'm gonna change the color again to mint green, something like this. And now we can start playing with the size. So as you can see here, we got a width 568 and height is 549. So we gotta make sure this number stays the same. So I go with 650 and I'm gonna go with 650 here. Awesome. So now I can duplicate this layer and I'll just increase the size. I'm going to go for 950 and I go 950 on height as well. And I have the circle ready, but I got to start adding more. So I'm going to add these triangles, make them same size as everything. And I'm just going to apply a gradient, which is here in the fill. You want to go to fill and just tap on a gradient. And now you can start playing with the colors. I'm going to be doing minty colors, so I just place minty color on the edges and I just place another minty color on the edge, and in the middle I'm gonna put something bright, something like that. This is awesome. So once you have your color, you can either zoom on your timeline as well, just so you can see this a little bit better, because this is too greenish. Okay, this looks way better. So now I just finished my color design on this triangle and I can start positioning the triangle where I want. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller, and I just want to show one trick. If you're going to drag it like this, you might change the size, but if you hold shift on your keyboard, you can just easily decrease and increase the size without having the shape changed up from this to this, right? So I'm just going to hold shift, I make it a little bit smaller, and I just place it somewhere here. Again, I'm going to zoom in a little bit just so I can see this way better also. And I'm going to duplicate this layer and I bring it somewhere here and I just rotate it like that, place it on the circle, duplicate it one more time. I'm going to bring it up here and I just rotate that and I just start playing with the animation. I'm just going to start playing with the colors. I'm just going to start playing with the shapes and start putting together like a nice piece of animation. So now when we got the shapes, we can start putting on some animations just so we have a nice and organized timeline. So I'm going to select all these 3 layers. This is our base and I'm going to create a compound clip just so I have one clip and I don't have a multiple layers on my timeline. I'm going to turn off this bigger circle just so I can see only the layers I want to work with. And I'm going to select all these 3 layers and I just create a compound clip out of it as well. And I go at the beginning and I activate keyframe on transform and I go just few frames forward and I play with the rotation. So let's see how 160 look. And yeah, I want to have it rotate the other way. So we just got to make this number negative, and instead of 160 I put minus 160, so negative number, and that way it rotates like that. But it rotates too fast, so I'm gonna take this keyframe and put it to the end, and that rotates exactly like the way I want. And I do the same thing with this one as well. So I just create another compound clip, activate keyframe on the transform, put it at the beginning of the clip, activate another keyframe, and I put, this time I put 120 just so these two circles aren't going at the same speed together. So I just put 120, I take the keyframe, put it at the end, and now if you play it, you have beautiful animation. The only thing what is missing now are just a few little tweaks, and of course we're gonna be applying 3D. So let me just show you how you can apply 3D to this icon, and I'm gonna again remove the chroma key. So I'm gonna go to effects and I type player 3 and just take this player 3 effect and drag it on your icon, and that way you don't really have to worry about this because you got to go to texture and just decrease the texture, and maybe you want to decrease the glow because we will add our own glow. But what really matter here is this rotation. So you can start rotating the icon or whatever you want to rotate, the left or right directions. Okay, I want to rotate like that, but I also take this rotation and I just play with this rotation a little bit more, just something like that. I make it a little bit smaller, so I decrease the size. I place it in this corner, that's fine. And now just so I don't have to look for the effect over and over again, I just duplicate this layer and I drag it to the right corner and I just open the effect and I rotate it the other way, something like that. Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm gonna go to blur and I apply also blur effect on these icons as well. So I just take a blur, put it on my icon, decrease the blur a little bit on something around 15, and I take another blur, drag it on the upper corner as well, and decrease it to 15. Now I can go back to stickers and I can finally start creating my shapes. So I'm gonna create some shapes and I use the rectangle shape. Again, if you don't see this option, just use some VPN and try to log in from UK or Canada. And I'm going to apply gradient. Again, I go with minty colors. So in the corners, and before I start adding the gradient, I'm going to round the corners and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, something like that. So let's round the corners on something like this. So again, you don't want to copy exactly the same numbers, but you want to copy the principles and start building your own animations and start developing your creativity. So on maybe in this corner, I'm going to go with minty something darker, and in the middle I just go with some lighter, brighter. This is awesome, and I just want to apply a stroke, and I'm going to apply a solid stroke with the white stroke around, and I just decrease the weight to 1. This is enough to me. And now, just so you don't have to create this from scratch every time, you just add a 1 default text layer, and now you can choose whatever font you want to use. I'm going to go with the pop-ins, and I go with the capital letters, and I just type in emojis. But I also go to character and I put them on -1. So put them on -1 and just decrease the size. And now you can select your default text layer and your shape layer and create a compound clip. And now just place it where you want your shape to be. So I'm going to place it in this position. Let's say I'm going to place it in this position. And now I just duplicate this layer and I position another one down here. And I duplicate it one more time and I just position it to this section up here. And now you just gotta change these text. So whatever text you want to have, I'm going to type in animation, but I have to also decrease the size a little bit, something like that. And I also got to change the text on this animation as well. So I'm going to type in workflow. And of course, we got to change the size of our text just so it fits exactly into this shape. And just so we don't have a different size of a text on each, I'm going to change also the text on a module. So I just open a compound clip and I make this a little bit smaller, something like that. And now let's just start putting all the layers together, just so we are staying all organized all the time and we can start animating this movement. So now first let's animate our text. So I just open this first compound clip and I go to my shape animation option and I just select this bounce in and I just put the duration on 1 second, just like that. And I go to my text and I just go to text animation and I select this wave in. Let's put it on 1 second and just make this shape layer a little bit longer and just cut off the beginning of your text just so it starts animating once the shapes show up on the screen. And we do the same thing with these two shapes as well. So I just open another compound clip and I'm going to select bounce in. I set the duration and I also set wave in on duration 1 second. And I just take this text layer and I drag it up like that. See, I don't even look what is this gap in between. I just drag it based on the timing I really need. So that's why I said on the beginning, don't copy everything what I show, just copy the techniques and principle just so you can start recreating them and using them in your own edits. And I put this duration on 1 second and just cut the beginning like that. And boom, I see the timing is perfect. And now I can start animating these together. And I want to have these shapes show up one after another. So I just hold my shift and I hit right arrow 2 times. So 1, 2. And I take this first clip, drag it to this point, and I go 1, 2 one more time. And I take this compound clip and the way I offset these shapes showing up one after another, and I can cut these ends because I don't really need it. So, and now I want to animate these circles, but first, before I can do that, I gotta select all these 3 layers and I gotta create a compound clip with this bigger circle. So I just selected these 3 layers and I just selected also this circle and I create another compound clip. And I can disable that by pressing V on my keyboard. And I go at the beginning of this smallest circle and I just set the scale on 1. And that way I go 20 frames forward and I bring the scale back to 100. And I just open show variable speed animation. If you don't know, you can just right click and open variable speed animation, but I just use this keyboard shortcut, which is option E, and it opens right away, just so you can save a little bit more time. Again, that's what I was talking at the beginning. Just copy principles and techniques, and I applied auto curve on each. That way it makes this super smooth zoom in. And I do the same thing with this one as well. I go at the beginning, I set keyframe on transform, bring scale back to 1, and then set another keyframes 20 frames forward. So I just drag this keyframe a little bit like that. And I do the same thing with this bigger circle. So I just apply keyframe on transform and I bring the scale to 1, and then I go 20 frames forward and I bring scale back to 100. And if you play it now, you see that the smaller circle moves way smoother. So I just do the same thing I did on the first circle and I apply auto curve on each of these keyframes. So I basically select the first keyframe and I apply auto curve. Then I select the second keyframe and I take this blue line and move it to the left. That way I create this smooth movement. And just so these don't show at the same time, I can just take this first keyframe and a little bit offset it with this layer and offset this a little bit like that. And that was too much, so I'll just bring it back. So play with the keyframe, don't copy exactly the same setting like I do, because you're gonna need different timing all the time, and that's the only difference how you become way better editor than you are at this moment. Okay, and let's start adding a little bit more animations. Let's start creating some 3Ds, and I'm gonna disable these 2 layers just so I can have full focus on this middle piece. And I know that in this position, this circle starts showing up. So I just take these 2 layers and I bring it to this position. So I drag it to the right. And in this position, I can activate keyframe on this middle piece on transform, and I go at the beginning and I just add another keyframe on transform and I bring it to the left, just like that, just so I can have this circle coming from left to right. And I also want to have activated rotation. So I just move a few frames behind my second keyframe, and I also activate rotation. So I'm gonna go with the rotation and set on my second keyframe 160. Let's type in 500 into rotation. Let's see how that rotates. That's also, but I want to have this middle piece rotate all the way. So maybe from this point to this point, I'm going to rotate 650, and I just take this keyframe and I put it to the end, just so this rotates all the time and we have a better visual look. So again, I'm going to have to smooth out the keyframes. So I open the graph editor and I smooth out the keyframes by applying auto curve on each of these keyframes. That way it creates this smooth movement. And I also do the same thing with rotation, and I rotate it like that. And when I look at it, it spins too fast. So I'm going to just decrease this number to 300. And I take this keyframe annotation and I put it a little bit behind the second keyframe, just like that. Just so it's just exactly, this is what I wanted to do. Just so it spins exactly like this. I would even decrease this number a little bit more. So we say 300, let's do like 200. Let's see how it looks. Play with the auto curve, play with this blue line and make unique movement exactly like this. And let's start animating this a little bit more. That's awesome. I'm also going to offset this layers a little bit like that. Awesome. And let's keep adding a little bit more animations. So I'm going to select these 3 layers and I don't really worry about these logos on the sides. And I just create another compound clip and I go to animation and I use this combo. And here I want you to be creative as much as possible. Just go through all these combos and see whatever you like, because you might like this sway in because this is actually looking really good. What it does, it automatically adds animation to the beginning, but you're not adding animation to raw movement. You already adding animation from these presets to animated shapes and animated circles. So it isn't looking like beginner animation, but it already looking way different than you would use only these combo animations. So I leave it on you, whichever combo animation you want to use. There are a lot of animation from to choose on, and we are missing only a few little things here, and that's glow 2. So I'm going to go to effects and I type in a glow 2 and I start applying glow effects on my elements. So I just take a glow and I apply glow effect on the main animation, and I also apply glow effect on the side logos. And just so you don't end up having, if you see it here, just so you don't end up with this sharp edge, so I just remove this glow effect and I create a compound clip, and now you can easily drag glow effect on your icon and you don't have these sharp edges. And this was just one animation, and if you watched carefully and you haven't skipped any single part, you already know how to create shapes, you already know how to create movement, you know how to animate, and you know how to create pro level animations inside CapCut. And if you want to see more of this video is what is it all about.